you only think you liked that movie. Don't worry, we'll set you straight. You're listening to The Fellas.
Damn, dude, you know I wasn't ready, right? I'm actually sitting here digging around, looking at the lovely Lovina Yavari. Is she Japanese?
I don't know.
Yavari, I don't think Yavari is a Japanese name, but she acts so anime-ish, but that could just be part of the trend. Oh, Jesus, look at this, man. She's all gothed out.
I mean, she's in a couple of other movies.
None that I've ever... Oh, look at this.
Oh, that's awesome. Pretty awesome.
So she is an anime fan. So that's definitely good. Okay, let me stop bullshitting with this. I was just looking at the characters and I clicked on her IMDb
profile. That IMDb profile with that picture of her laying down with the black panties and the stockings and the boot. Mm-hmm. It's there's no way you can avoid that, actually. She's pretty freaking hot. I'm surprised that she shouldn't have been in the movie.
Who, the mom?
No, that's not the mom.
Yeah, it is.
It's a store clerk.
No, this is the mom.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's the store clerk.
Yeah, look at that. Dear Lord.
Okay, let's stop digging around. All right, sorry. All right, everybody. Today we saw Shazam. This is Gotta Talk About It with your boy Ray Antoine. I really need to apologize right out the gate.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really looking forward to seeing Shazam because DC has not had a very good track record with most of their superhero movies, especially the ones with lesser known heroes. So we didn't set up with our comic book expert or none of that shit. We just went and we just saw it, and well, I gotta tell you, I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Very pleasantly surprised. But
and it surprised a lot of people at the box office too.
Oh yeah, it's like the hit of the weekend. I'm assuming someone over at Warner Brothers must know what the fuck they're doing, because they're actually hiring some really good people. But let me go ahead and get into it. This is about the character called Captain Marvel. I will not call him Shazam. Let me take the role of the comic book aficionado today. Captain Marvel was actually a character who has the powers of 7 different gods, and his real name is Billy Batson. And the idea is this wizard whose name is Shazam. He's trying to get a guardian of Earth, and originally someone that he thought would be the proper person for the hero of Earth, well, he gave the guy the powers, and the guy was doing what he felt was the right thing, but he was kind of sort of corrupted along the way. This person was called Black Adam, and he's basically I'm going to have my kingdom, have my empire. And my empire will have order, it'll have peace, and I will very violently incorporate anyone else, all other empires into mine.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to bring peace to the world. And if some empire refuses to be incorporated, I'm just going to grind them into dust. And Shazam is like, wow, man, I kind of fucking made a monster. So the wizard says, okay, I'm going to look for somebody to give my power to again, but this person has to be the most pure of heart individual ever. They've got the 7 deadly sins. He can't have a single one of those sins in his heart in any way, shape, or form. So such a person, and by the way, Black Adam was given the power. He was during the Egyptian times. It's ancient. That's how long ago it was.
Fuck.
And
man.
the guy, he was a pharaoh. And the wizard had been waiting around that long to find someone who had none of the 7 deadly sins, so he wouldn't end up with someone like Black Adam again. So turns out one day this kid Billy Batson, he's ridiculously good. Life as a whole has shit on Billy Batson, the likes of which you could not imagine. He has every right in the world to just be bitter and hateful. He is an orphan. At the time, he was living in a rundown ghetto apartment. He was just living in there. He was squatting because his father had gone missing, or I think his father died or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was just squatting in the ghetto, but anything he could scrounge up, if he managed just to scrape 50 cents together, he'd give that 50 cents to a homeless guy. That's the sort of kid Billy Batson was. So Shazam is like, wow, you are ridiculously pure of heart. So I'm going to give you my power. Now, Black Adam just always has the power. He never turns it off. Billy Batson turns it on and off. But the thing is, he calls himself Captain Marvel because what he wants to be is a representative of all the goodness and justice. And he wants to make the world a better place by example. Fun fact, the person that he turns into, the big the big guy with the square jaw and this and that. That's actually his father.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's never actually met his father. He just has a picture of him, and in his mind, his father is the bastion of goodness and justice and all this, because that's just what he hopes. That's what keeps him going. His hopefulness is that I'm gonna be just like my dad someday, and my dad is just perfect. Now, if he met his dad in real life, his dad could be a dick.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
And in this movie, he was in jail for some strange reason.
Right, and his mom was the one who was a dick.
Oh, man, that we have to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. So he turns into Captain Marvel, and he has all the different powers of all these different gods. And there's a lot of lore with the whole Captain Marvel thing, because Billy Batson, in the comics, he's in a foster home, and he met all these other kids in the foster home and inspired them, starting with this one kid who has crutches. This is in the book.
Yeah.
He's a kid that can barely walk because he has crutches, but he's always brave. He's always pushing himself, even though he could barely walk. That kid's name, Freddy, one of his powers, he also sort of became a Captain Marvel, and they called him, I believe, Captain Marvel Jr. I think that's what he was called. And then a girl, Mary, was also in the foster home. He gave Freddy the power of flight. He gave her the power of intelligence, and she also became a Captain Marvel. I believe she was Marvel Girl, I think is what she was called, but her name was Mary Marvel. And eventually, all of them, there's 6 of them, including him, because he's got the power of 7 different gods.
Yeah.
And he gave each of them a power. Yeah, like the girl had the speed of Mercury, and the Asian kid had the lightning of Zeus. The fat Latino kid ended up having the strength of Hercules. That's why I was holding up the whole Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah.
The kid with the crutches, he can fly. Remember, he always says flight or invisibility. Which one do you have? He gave the kid flight.
Yeah.
That's why that kid was the only one that was flying. Captain Marvel always has all of them. Anyway, his name is not Shazam. Shazam is the name of the wizard that gave him his power.
Okay.
And when he yells Shazam, he's calling out to the wizard to get his power.
Oh.
And yes, it does come with a bolt of lightning, and it will zap the living shit out of anyone that's close to it. The lightning is in itself a weapon. That's basically how it is. And they kept all of that extremely faithful, and I really like the fact that they did that. This is an origin story, and there's no real need to go real deep in with the plot. It's not necessary.
What I liked about this movie is they did a chronicle. Remember Chronicle, where they finally got their powers and they were videotaping each other on how to use it irresponsibly. And you had like a child wonder with this movie, seeing what a kid would do with all these freaking ridiculous powers, even becoming an ass. Club. There was a lot of things in this movie that going against the grain, like child underage drinking,
I thought they were going to cut
pornography.
That out. Yeah, looking at pornography, people getting killed.
Yeah, people getting killed. I thought that was like, there's this one scene, I know we're going a little bit off base.
We're bouncing all over the fucking place.
But, the villain threw that dude out the freaking window. I'm like,
that was unexpected.
I was like, what the?
I was like, whoa, they're killing people in this?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be kid-friendly.
I know, it felt kid-friendly.
They were straight up murdering people, man.
I was like, oh,
God
shit.
damn, dude.
Damn.
And he wasted no fucking time. He went in that building. First thing he did, hey, ask if you can beat me. What the fuck? You want me to call security? Just toss him out the window.
He threw his brother out the fucking window.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
I was hoping there would be a little bit more tit-for-tat vengeance, but everything he was doing was based on one of the 5 deadly sins. Like, there was the whole thing with his younger brother, that was envy.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, him going after his father, that was wrath. Because he didn't need to do that. He had his power. He had no reason to brag to them about it. They would have meant nothing. And then wanting to go after Captain Marvel, I think that may have been gluttony, or that was probably envy too.
Yeah.
Because I think envy was the last one that was in him.
Yeah.
When Marvel was fucking with him.
Pulling them out, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. That's pretty good. Loved it. The most important thing about this, though, finally, I think DC is heading in the same direction that Marvel's already been in. Their comic book movies are being fun.
Yeah, they're starting to get there.
Lighthearted and fun. Now, I understand, with a Batman, you cannot make something that's lighthearted and fun. Really, with a Superman, you could go either way, tit for tat. Wonder Woman, you would not make lighthearted and fun, because she has no sense of humor. Aquaman, in my opinion, you would have to be lighthearted and fun, because no one can take that fucking character seriously.
Yeah.
No grown man can take that character seriously. And that's that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
With the Aquaman movie. And then you look at this, a kid in a grown-up's body. Hell yeah. Captain Marvel's never been dark.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's working. The movie is good. I think if DC could just, if Warner Brothers could just keep following up on this, you'll be fine. Make them lighthearted. There's nothing, come into the light. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Make them a little humorous. And that's what this movie was.
This movie had nothing but humor. They actually had some really decent jokes, well written. My only issue with this, though, kept bothering me, was the pacing was a little slow.
Yes, at some points the whole montage
felt like it was dragging a little bit longer.
The montage with them testing the powers was fun. I'm glad it was in there.
Yeah, I wanted that.
It was fun, but it really didn't have to go on for nearly as long. I felt like they were padding the movie.
This movie felt padded. Yes, it did.
At the end of the day, if you're just looking at the plot, this movie's not really that long.
No.
If you cut out all the bullshit about him figuring out how to use his powers and how he's interacting with his foster family and this and that or whatever.
It's about like 20 minutes long.
Literally. This movie's about 20 fucking minutes long.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of padding. And again, I'm not complaining.
No.
Because I enjoyed it. Still, a lot of fucking padding.
They
in this
padded
movie.
this shit. Like, because there was a moment where it's like the movie was hitting its stride. And I was a bit tired, I'm going to admit. I was a bit tired. And
you fucking fell asleep.
I fucking nodded off. I nodded off for about 5 minutes.
You were fucking snoring in the theater,
Look,
man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. There was a moment where they were lulling me to sleep.
What do you mean lulling you to sleep? Was somebody whispering?
Because
in your ear?
It was right after all the testing that they were doing, and then when Billy was becoming an asshole and not, really listening to Freddy and all the advice that he was giving. That's when I started to nod off, because the pacing just slowed to a crawl to bring a new additional point of drama into the movie, and it slowed it so much where I was like, I couldn't fight it. When he started becoming a hero, becoming a little bit more responsible, that's when I woke up, and then I had no problem, after that point. It must have been like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess I can give you that. I mean, it was kind of starting to drag a little bit.
Yeah.
But still, I was awake. Everyone else in the theater was awake. I think that may be a personal problem. But either way, I digress. Yeah, no, this movie was actually very, very good.
And the one scene, which I thought we were in the theaters, like, there's no fucking way this is going to be like, people are going to mention this movie at all. Because at the end of the day, it was about a mother giving up her son or not wanting to take responsibility for him.
I really liked that dark turn, because the Billy Batson here was not nearly
as pure
at all as pure of heart or selfless. In fact, when he met Shazam, it was kind of like the wizard Shazam had just given up. It was like, look, these things have escaped. I need somebody. I'm giving it to you. Fuck trying to find someone that's as pure as I want. I'm going to give you the power. You're going to take it. That's it. You just fucking take it and go find these things. I'm done.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a different take. I think they felt that if it were the pure of heart Billy, he wouldn't have enough street smarts. Is probably what they figured.
I think the reason why they did that is because they wanted to give all kids watching this movie the ability to be Billy, and they know not all kids are as pure as heart. And then that would probably alienate other boys that would want to be Billy Batson. They were trying to, I guess, mold him to be whoever you kind of wanted him to be as a viewer. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can relate. You're not bad, but you're trying to be an asshole, but not an asshole.
Well, the whole thing is, as the movie goes on, this idea of family, you can see it's starting to bother him more and more, because, he's getting all the stuff that he wanted.
Yeah.
But, Freddy's kind of like, yeah, now that you're getting this, you can enjoy being with us as a family. And Billy is constantly like having none of it.
Yeah.
The only family he wants is his mom. And at the beginning, you see him so happy with his mom and whatnot, and they're at the fair, and they end up getting lost. And he spends his entire life looking for his mom.
Yeah.
And at one point, one of the kids in the foster home finds his mom, gives him her address, and when he goes there, she's like, hey, who are you? Yo, I'm your son. I'm Billy Batson. She's like, what? So, yeah, you lost me at the fair, and I've been looking for you ever since and whatnot. She says, no, I know you were at the fair because I saw you. I didn't lose you. I just fucking walked off.
That's a pretty asshole-ish thing to do.
Yeah, he's like, why the fuck would you do that? And then I was like 16 when I had you. You were 17. I was 16 when I had you. I was 17 when I lost you at the fair. My dad had already kicked me out of the house. The guy who got me pregnant, your father, he just fucking straight up and walked out on me like he doesn't want to raise a kid. I was at the end of my rope and I didn't know what to do. And then they go and have the same flashback that they had at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you see it's different now. It's not through the rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
She doesn't look as vibrant and pretty. And also, she doesn't look as old as she did originally. She now looks younger.
Yeah.
Her hair isn't all silky and bouncy and shit. It's the same hairstyle, but it doesn't look as good. You see she's frustrated and whatnot. But the kid doesn't see it that way because he's a kid.
Yeah.
Your memories are always going to have rose-colored glasses. And then when he got lost and the police found him, like, yeah, we'll just wait here to lost and found. Your mom will come. She saw the police. They put a blanket on him. They were giving him hot cocoa. And she was like, you know what? This kid's he's going to be better off being in a foster home. I can't do this.
Shit.
So she fucking saw him and she just walked off. Never went back for him. And to make sure that he never went back to her, she changed her last name.
Yeah.
Yeah. All to make sure her son never came back to bother her again.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. His mom was a dick.
And you know what's the worst thing about this movie?
What?
The worst thing. And it might seem just something small. Why did I feel this was a Christmas movie and not a fucking movie that was supposed to be shown to us in the middle of May?
Because everything they were doing in the movie was Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
It was Christmas time.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a Christmas movie, but clearly something came out around the Christmas time that they didn't want to compete with.
It's called Spider-Man?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
There you go. That's why it didn't come out.
Oh.
Because they didn't want to compete.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing.
So this Christmas movie comes out in fucking April. But it was a Christmas movie.
That Santa Claus in this movie made me laugh more than once.
Holy fucking shit, lady! Yeah, I can believe that's Santa. I can believe that that's Santa.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that they brought out the Captain Marvel family, like each of the members of the foster home and all that. Everything was nice.
And we do apologize for, trust me, we're not spoiling this by any regards.
No, because it's the plot.
It's so waver thin.
Yes. The plot is very simple. The plot is waver thin. All you have is the experience getting from point A to point B.
So
that's it. Getting from the beginning to the end of the movie. The plot doesn't mean shit. Yeah. Honestly, it's just you're experiencing what's going on in between.
Yeah.
You know, the antics that they're getting into and all that.
It's really just gags, sight gags, and just experiencing the youthful joy having superhuman powers.
Yeah, what would you do?
That's about it.
What would you do if you had powers?
I'd fucking do stupid shit.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Like that one scene where he's this, like, I'm shooting lightning out my hands. And he's just...
he's doing the Eye of the Tiger. He's shooting lightning, but he's doing it to the Eye of the Tiger theme. Bum, 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 bum. He's shooting lightning.
And he's getting tips.
Lightning out my hands. Lightning out my hands. Lightning out my hands. He's shooting lightning everywhere. And people are giving him tips to do that.
Yeah.
So... You know, and it's nice that people aren't freaking out. Oh my God, a superhero, what's going on? No, it's like, this is DC. There's superheroes everywhere. Yeah. People are like, oh, there's a new one. Okay. There's no huge shock or panic.
Yeah.
And I especially like, spoiler, at the end, the little ending scene, like in the midpoint of the credits.
Oh, yeah.
Where the crippled kid's at school, he always eats lunch himself. And then all of his foster family comes to eat lunch with him. He's like, what are you guys doing? You all have lunch at different times. So, yeah, we decided to change our classes because we're all going to have lunch together because we're all a family.
Yeah.
And then Billy comes out as Captain Marvel. Hey, if it isn't Freddie Freeman, my bestest best friend in the whole wide world. He is the whole reason I'm here, and he gave me my name and all that. And all the kids are freaking out like, oh shit, Freddie, you're friends with Captain Marvel. So, oh yeah. I also brought another friend to show you. And then fucking Superman's walking out.
Of course, there's no head on him.
Of course. You don't see the head. You just see like the S and all that. And you just see Freddie's eyes go huge. And in the credits, boom, roll.
That was
now
great.
Clearly, this is leading you in to know he's going to be on the Justice League. Which, in my opinion,
would help.
It would.
It would help a lot.
Because Batman's not going to be there, I'm sure.
No, it's not only that, because the humor in Justice League was all ran through the Flash. And he's not enough. He's not enough to run too many brooding characters around.
Right. If you have the Flash and Shazam, boom.
You could split half the group and put Flash with one set of guys, and then on the other set you put Shazam with the other guys.
No, my main thing is every single character on the Justice League should have had their own movie. Yeah. Or their own movie should have been announced. Like, okay, Aquaman didn't have his own movie, but they had already announced there's going to be an Aquaman movie. But but you put Cyborg on there with no real lead up into why he should be there. The Flash is there
with no
lead up to why he's good enough to be there. Cyborg, the Flash. There was one more character.
Aquaman.
No, not Aquaman. Another character who didn't have a story. Is that all of them?
That's all of them. There were 5 of them.
Okay. So the Flash and Cyborg shouldn't have been there. I would have said put the Flash in there and have his movie come out after the fact, like you did Aquaman.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have someone like Captain Marvel, fucking do his movie. You're like, man, I like that movie. I like that guy. I am now looking forward to seeing the Justice League. Because with that ending, you can tell he's definitely going to be there.
This was a fun movie.
It was.
This was reminiscent.
And I needed that. DC needed that.
This was a reminiscent to those 90s hero movies that were catered to kids and parents really absolutely hated to take their kids to see. But this wasn't bad at all.
And at the end of the day, isn't that the nicest thing you can say about a movie?
Yes.
This wasn't.
Yeah.
This was unterrible.
This is unterrible.
All right, let's go ahead and rate this.
All right.
I am going to give this... I'm going to give this a very controversial rating. I am going to give this a low full price.
Ooh.
I was thinking that the very best this was going to get would be a high matinee.
Yeah.
The very best. But they did such a great job sticking to the comic. And it was lighthearted and it was fun. And I just enjoyed the fucking movie, which again was something I was not planning on. So they deserved to get my money.
Well,
and they deserve for people to pay full price so that they can know this is what works. Please do some more. When they rebooted, when they did New 52, he's not called Captain Marvel. He's called Shazam simply because of the big kerfluffle with Marvel. There's confusion. Marvel has a Captain Marvel, DC has a Captain Marvel, and I'm just like, no, man, keep his fucking name. When you look at him, he looks like he's from the golden age of comics.
Yeah.
No, even though he was created in the golden age, no matter what the kid looks like, you can modernize the kid all you want. But when he says Shazam, he looks like a golden age character.
Yeah.
And you would say, man, that's corny as shit. Yeah, it's corny. Because that's his ideal of goodness. The golden age Superman... That's the pinnacle of goodness. The Superman from the 80s, that's the Dark Ages. That's Superman fucking killing people and shit. No, you want Golden Age Superman, because that's truth, justice, and the American way. That's the pinnacle of goodness. That's why his character always looks like that when he transforms.
What was that 90s comic book company that, of course, went on the wayside, and they made a character named Prime, and it was a kid?
Prime. They were blatantly copying
the Shazam, right?
Yeah, they were copying Captain Marvel. Yes.
And what was that comic? What was that fucking?
The book was called Prime.
Yeah. What was the fucking company that was that?
Wildstorm.
Was that Wildstorm?
Yeah. They had a cartoon.
They had a cartoon. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And because Wildstorm had a block of cartoons, Prime was one of them. Savage Dragon was one of them. There were like 3 or 4 cartoons.
The Ultraverse.
Thank you. It was called the Ultraverse. But they had Prime, they had Savage Dragon, and they had like a couple. There was a group. I think it was like maybe the Defenders or some shit.
Yeah.
But there was a group also. There was a team book.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
That was old as fuck. Dude.
Yeah.
What year was that?
It was like 95. That's when fucking the comic book industry fucking crashed. When everybody was leaving the big companies to make their own shit.
Oh, when Image first came out.
When Image first came out, and then it was Malibu Comics. I think it was Malibu at first, and then they had
Wait a minute, maybe this Prime shit. Maybe that was Malibu.
Yeah, because they had.
That might not have been Wildstorm.
No. Malibu. Yeah, I think it was Malibu Comics.
And the weird thing is, when I was a kid and I saw it, and I was like, "This shit is whack." And they're like, "Yeah, this is based on the comic book," and I was like, "That book sounds whack. This shit sounds whack as fuck."
I wonder what happened to all that shit.
So it was Malibu Comics.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't until you said Malibu. I was like, no. It was Malibu. It wasn't Wildstorm. It was Malibu Comics. Because they came out of nowhere. How the fuck they got an animation deal is beyond me.
That fast?
Because Image could have fucking cleaned up.
They could have cleaned up at that time.
You imagine Spawn and shit on Saturday morning cartoons? Spawn?
Remember, because they were on Sundays. Sundays, and I was like, whoa, shit. It's like, because they had Iron Man somewhere locked in on a Sunday at some weird fucking time.
They also had the Sunday, they had this one set of things called the Sunday comic strip, which had like street frogs and whatnot. Problem was, they were all lighthearted. And this shit was not lighthearted. This Malibu comic shit.
Freaking.
That shit was not lighthearted.
Well, I'm gonna give this a high matinee. The only thing that I had a problem with this movie was
no full
the pacing.
price, a matinee, huh?
A high matinee. It's kissing the full price, but didn't quite make it for me. But I'm gonna tell you that this was a high matinee, and I'm actually happy that I'm actually very happy that they're trying to switch it to a new direction. I just wished that this movie could have been perfect if they would have just tightened this movie in editing. That's it. It's not even much. Oh yeah, look at that, guys! If you get a chance, just type in Prime cartoon, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's ridiculous. That's the Iron Man ripoff. Prototype, that's what it is.
These are all rip-offs of other characters.
Yeah, she's supposed to be Topaz, supposed to be like Thor. Ghoul's supposed to be. Yeah, this cartoon was awesome, man.
Was it? I saw a couple episodes. I just wasn't really paying any attention
because they weren't the X-Men, man.
Because I didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
If you were not the X-Men, then no one gave a fuck.
Really? It was only the X-Men. That's the only thing anybody cared about.
I'd watch it. I mean, I'd watch it because it's just to entertain me. These villains look like total ass, but yeah, man, this cartoon was pretty dope. They tried. That's all they could do. That's selling comics right there.
I even remember this fucking logo. Amazing Adventures. I remember all that shit. Okay, sorry. So, what review did you give it again?
High matinee.
Okay, high matinee. Well, there you have it, folks. So we got one low full price, one high matinee. We'll end it with a high matinee.
Yeah.
A high matinee. But definitely go see it. It's well worth it.
It's well worth it. All right, guys, don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube page. And also, please visit us on our Patreon page as patreon.com/g2ta. And guys, send us some comments and some questions. We'll answer them, all right? Don't be shy. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. Just give us a 5-star rating. That way we can actually get more listeners and viewers. All right, guys. Till next time. What was the call name for that Prime? Was it? It's Prime Time. No, I'm thinking about Cops.
Oh, no. He didn't say, he'd say it's crime fighting time.
Yeah, that it sounds like The Thing. No, that's Clobbering Time. Huh.
I don't know.
Fucking, I don't know. Can't believe I just pulled that shit out of my head. The fucking Prime cartoon.
Malibu Comics.
Shit, that shit's fucking old.